Hello, this is FG back with you for Anbennar. Today we are continuing on the Kobildzan campaign. I went ahead and played ahead. We didn't really do too much, so we will now next be declaring war on Selimdor because, oh boy, this is going to be a big one. We're going to need to knock out a whole bunch of people. Alright. Eventually we're gonna have to fight Bavik, but for the moment, Claire for Cylinder. Alright. It'd be ideal if we could just knock Rent out of the war as quickly as possible. So we're gonna head down to Lorraine. Yes. Alright, fabricate claims on that. There. Alright, that's good. Don't need that anymore. We don't really need that for the moment. Alright, we do indeed lose that. It's fine. Retreat from that. Unfortunate that our leader died. Okay. I'd actually be fine if I can just knock them out of the war. Or, what am I thinking? Dissolve the alliances. Okay. They need to head back home. Fort. Alright. Laurent. I actually do not want much from Laurent. I just would like them out of the war. Landleader fire. I'll do that for a little bit of extra cash. And we can do Bronze Dragon. Do that, and fit in one more. That. Is there any province where I could just, like, sit for a little bit? Suppose I could do that. Right. Alright, no one is willing to get out yet. Ugh. Send one army to go deal with that. Good stack life. Dev cost. Okay, we'll do that, and we'll go ahead and pop a golden arrow. Alright. Better prices for cloth is excellent. Alright. How is our rent feeling? I still have a lot of men left. Good for them. Pay for that. Military Sky Galleons. Eureka. Alright. Yeah. Revenge on Eagle Crest. We erected traps and citadels of kobold architecture. We should switch this out to that one. That. Theoretically, could I even take all that? I could. Warren March. There's no manpower left. Alright. Alright. Transferring there. Transfer here as well. Let me go talk to enable divert trade. Alright, surely. The Renwan's out. Stack light. Send another one that way. Big old horde. Alright. That should be the Navy War. Almost won. There's the Commandant. You need another one. All up ships. Go out. Nobody is exactly enjoying it. Okay, get these guys out. Harbor, get everyone on board. Alright. How do you know? Maintains control. Finally. Okay. It's a hills province, so we're actually gonna see if we can scare them off that way. Okay, we do. And for development, we also want to build a couple more forts. That one gets that. I'll get those. And one right there. We have enough manpower to recover from that loss. They, I assume, cannot. Yeah. The Great Kobold Wars. Millions dying for the glory of the dragons. Wonderful. Oh no, Westport. Alright. Out. Out. I'll take the... Alright. Memoris. We can do support the war effort. Okay, and I want to go ahead and build okay, that's good. I build forts everywhere. I'll build one here too. Actually, get rid of this one. He's good. Those are all good. This one deserves a fort as well. seems good. We'll go ahead and flip to that. Seems good to me. Okay. Core it up. Send those guys back. Send them down. And they can go here. We're slowly getting that converted over, which is great. These guys need to actually get moved from here to the Dragon Dominion. I'll just declare on Mezdarku whenever I have no truce. Good. Yeah, I want to do that. And for here, we just need to convert everything. Alright, that's fine. Kill your autoloader. You know what, we'll do wand locks. Upgrade that. We can build a few more manufactories, a bunch of trade buildings, and continue on. Alright, this province isn't as crap as Selendor is, so we'll do that instead. We're gonna have to go with them instead. Full missionary strength. Yeah, sure. Do Holy Kingdom. I'm gonna need to accept Blue Reachman. Go back to that. Alright. And come over here. Excellent. And we want more development. Good. Truces with everyone up. Bavik. I do actually want to dissolve the alliance. And we are going to covert. Put a spy network there. What do these armies look like now? 56. Combat width 34. Okay. We'll do that, and we'll just call the Vanguard building. I don't usually do this, but I'm just gonna throw that on. Just gonna leave it up to my vassals, mostly. They know what to do. Alright, is this our last reform? It is Parliament. Re-election cost. Strengthen executive powers. Yeah, let's go with that. Council of Technocrats, of course. We have crazy absolutism. Or, what's technically a republic. Alright. Force religious unity. And let me go back to this. I don't really need the maximum absolutism anymore, so I'll go with the white dragon. My ships go. You know what I need? I need, like... that many trade ships. And one to Selimdor. To build a spy network there. Alright. We will throw some new cannons down. Oh, yes, that one. And these guys need to protect trade in the Serpent's Head. This army. These guys can go protect trade in the Serpent's Head. These guys can protect trade in the Serpent's Head. Province already. Bojo. Yeah, that one. Okay. Now I need to do some more development. Tech trade in Serpent's Head. Alright, that should stop them from doing that. Yeah, it does. More building, sure, get those built. Alright. We need some extra cavalry here. Yeah, sure. Okay. Sure. can get another, what, 40 lights. Yeah, we can do that. Come down here. Alright. Reclaiming the frontier. In the highlands of the Westmoors, Etu Nimbleclaw settles into an ancient burrow once dug by her Trivu. Generations ago, not long after the Dragon Lake, this had once been kobold territory. Years of fighting, though, had displaced her people, sending them all south towards the Blue Scales. As she digs through the rubble, she finds evidence of old settlements, long-decayed traps, and bones of the fallen, and finally feels at home. A younger kobold approaches her, asking if they'll be settling permanently. It's so out of the way, he complains. There's nothing for us here besides farms no one cares about. Edu chides the child, informing her of the Trivu's history, the importance of home, and the need to make the whole coastline their own. After a long argument ensures, the young kobold asks, "But what about the local Mormon?" "Mormon? Ha!" Edu responds, already laughing at our own terrible joke. "More like Lessman." That is some of the worst jokes. That's one of the worst jokes I've ever heard. But it's amazing. So we now have claims all over this way. Alright. And then we can upgrade all of that. And they can protect trade in the Serpent's Head. I will hand out one thing to the Merchants Guild. That, because I want the lightship trade power. Wand locks. Alright. Yeah, sure, remedial tinctures. Why not? Okay, I do kind of wonder. So that will be 7 war score if I take it. If I hand this over, 10 war, yeah. I thought so, but needed to check anyways. I will go in capacity, core creation cost, relations, miracle detector, fiends. I'll take that off, and I want 2.5%. Seems like not much, but it will help us take some territory in this war, which is important. I do believe at some point we're going to need to own the entire yen. Although eventually we'll get access to much better war casus bellus, so it'll be easier. Where does it... Okay, no, we don't have it yet. I really don't want to check the wiki. Yeah, I'll take that. Could do offensive. Do I get anything from religious ideas? Interesting. More score chord ideas I'm not taking though, so let's do diplomatic to get the 20% province war score cost reduction. And also let me truce break. I have to head north again so I can beat the shit out of everyone. This not worth it. Definitely not worth it. I'll actually upgrade the Grand Temple. So that way they can have a little bit more stable realm. We love our little what are they called? Resident Earth subjects. I'll do that. Yeah. Seems good. Now we want to go here and pay off their debt. Grant them that, 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 that. Okay, so these armies can come right here. For some reason their Ayashar still love them. On Svemel, and make sure that anyone that tries to start anything here dies. Okay. And as for Bavik, no truce. Yes, looks good. We're ready for the slaughter. I am gonna need, I think, 2 armies, and then 1 to probably fight off Dame's Crown. We want Sporin, probably is good. Oh, put Wisdom in. And I'll send this army straight over to Bavik. Whatever. Yep, stays in control, tax it. Ooh, they're doing good with the coring. And the conversions are going excellently, as they should. Round of army. Nope. Irelia. Alright. Like they have managed to... No, please. I think it'd be this hard to find a discipline advisor. Destroyed a good portion of their armies. Okay, so what we want is those... that... Thought that was Obtrol for a second. Sure, we can do that for extra innovativeness. Or is absolutely not going well for them. Merchants. Office. What's this one? Yeah, that's pretty good. And we can do more development of provinces. Alright. It's time to build barracks. What was the highest manpower modifier province? Sorexa. Is there any reason why it's so high? I have no clue. Alright. Lacnar. Yeah, I'll do that. And on Sand. Is this all the galleys I have left? No. I have an entire fleet over here. Yeah, those guys need to head that way. Oh, we have military access. Okay. I got my army yet. Over that way. Alright. Alright, and that before that stuff up. The Dragon Dominion can have their debt paid off. Okay. I am gonna declare war on them for Akripun. Just so I can expand my holdings over in Aerdan. Yes, sit right here. Make sure all of those forts are good. Selimdor can get some traps. Don't need to take a ton from them, but grabbing. I take this entire area. And then that province, yeah, that seems reasonable. That will solidify the position of my lovely little vassal. Here, I am going to declare for that. Yeah. Medial tinctures. 'Cause, 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 Feasibility. Like, yep, there it is. There's the good one. Although we're not ever going to be able to afford it, so... Okay, these guys can protect trade in Serpent's Head, and they want an Admiral. Please, guys. This should be an easy war. You outnumber them 2-1. %, innovativeness. Good. What can I get? Yes. These seem quite good. Do Easterlier. I can do Westerlier. Summer Court, yeah. Yeah, a few more government buildings. What other modifiers do they give? Autonomy change, state maintenance. That's pretty good. Okay. Yep. Alright. At this point, construction time is kind of good. All of these need to go to me. Alright. Pretty good. Good enough. Zaldon. Placate. That. Alright. Keep the colonies happy, so they give me money. This is the one that actually gives me money. Okay. So we can go ahead and throw one down there and here. Get that done. Where's the other one? Right here. And we can go ahead and accept the Westelier. And we'll come here and do that. Okay. Oh no, what happened to Salamdor? That's funny. Convert that one instead. Need this. Mind their business. The true religion of the Erdani was the dragon cult. I mean, they are kind of like dragons, right? what I do with all this power. It's just nothing compared to production, though. What do I need? 3 provinces, Garudia super region. Okay, that one's converting. Foreign March. You hate me. They hate me. They also hate me. Who doesn't hate me? It's 36, 38. I'll take this, because it costs us nothing. Black Dame Steer of Bullets. Normally that'd be a really good invention, but not this time. Now we'll get some more cannons in the back row. Why not, right? Granted, that event just costs way too much money to ever be worth it in any context, pretty much. We can switch off this to idea cost, though. Alright. The kobold trader, decked in local furs, laughs in delight. Here she was, all the way in Delir, across the lament from the winters she was born in, and yet it feels like home, with all the same freezing joy. She was pleasantly surprised that the Garudians seemed to hold a great deal of reverence for the dragons, or at least for Elkasil, the great white dragon of the north. It scald, sing endlessly about her power and her majesty, how she could freeze the entire continent simply by lifting a wing or taking a breath. It reminded the kobolds of the stories of Maliat, that unknowable power which would one day wake and claim the world for his kin. Eventually, the kobold asked Skull, "Do you believe Elkasil shall wake soon?" And he responded with a horrified retort of, "I surely hope not." It was only at this point that she realized she had been deluding herself. All the great invocations of Elkasil's power were warning, not prayers. The songs were meant to make her sleep, not make her wake up. Who could know of the might and majesty of a dragon without being filled with reverent prayer? These people, she suddenly thought, were lost beyond belief. The traitor was surrounded by an anti-dragon cult. Yes. We want to fabricate a claim on probably more of Garudia, so I can go ahead and fight them. Oh, never mind. Don't need to. Balloon burst packs. We're doing great. Let's spin out here as well. What does everyone... Right. Might have to fight the Vanbury Guild, but that will not be today. 1,000 shooters. Alright, and reforged drakes. Alright, that is amazing. Want more active inventions. Yeah, that's something we can do. I forgot to do that. Onic Frontier, Selimdor, Cobalt Traps, Onic Frontier, Scalvia, Cobalt Traps, Dame's Head, Westmere. If I were to attack over a task, it's doable. Terrible. No, no. Eh. You know what? Let's go with the Brilliant. That's pretty good. Now getting maximum pointage. Alright. The message comes in the tone of a prophecy and an order. The pilgrimage has begun. We must go to the Horde. It empties the mines, the farms, and the workshops. Before long, Cobalt is nearly alone. She keeps the village together, watching after the youngest and the oldest as everyone else travels to Saxon Kobildzan. When the earth shakes, the hatchlings begin to cry. Cobalt ignores it because she has been told to do so. The draconic elites of Saxon Koboldex have decreed that Maliath is waking, and who is she to know better than them? They are the ones with the claws, the maws, the power of dragons. She is merely a farmer. As the days go by, she wonders how long it will take until the other villagers return. She cannot imagine the splendor of the capital or its beauty, she regrets. For a moment that she'll never be able to see it herself. But she has her own duty, and she must fulfill it. It is not until the sky turns black that Cobalt truly starts to worry. The first quake arrives alongside the fleets from North Aelantir. Tiny cracks in the earth herald ships on the horizon, and these ships bring the wealth of bygone eras. Few notice the cracks in the earth apart from the prophetess, who interpret the tremors as their father come to wake. The second quake comes with a wave of human gnomes and goblins, each passing through the gates of Rinvanarchy, progressing towards the Horde. Clan bosses mingle with scholars who sing alongside dragon priests. Each sports some draconic alterations, and huddles with excited whispers as the earth grows louder. Some caverns experience collapse, and even a few Triuvac burrows are destroyed, but a few displaced kobolds cannot temper the excitement in the air. If Maliath is to wake, this earth certainly might change alongside him. The third quake roars as the masses reach Saxon Kobildzan. With tens of thousands of people packed into tiny, cramped caverns, the passageways have never seen this level of density before. The platforms begin to collapse and volcanic gases choke the faithful. Those who already made it to the Horde peer over the edge of the crater, which seems to bulge upwards with growing force. The fourth quake rocks Kobildzan to its foundations. Cracks open underneath the Horde, and geysers of magma shoot upwards. The Horde itself, full of people, pilgrims, ideas, and wealth, the product of 1,000 years of kobold civilization, finds itself devastatingly close to Dragonfire. And then the world shakes again. Maliath roars, and the Horde is taken by his fire. Magma erupts from beneath, its growing pressure finally strong enough to burst through fissured ground, and it pushes the entire cavern into the sky. It breaks through layers of rock, each becoming a projectile, each pushed so quickly upwards that they crumple together into superheated clumps. Even the dragon heights are not safe. The peak of the mountains above the Horde pops open like a cork, then crumbles into the growing mass of stone and flame. Close to the earth, large pieces of pumice and tuff collapse onto the mountainside. These stones are pulverized into avalanches of dust and heat, mixing with the boiling air and toxic fumes. The lucky settlements are those who are eradicated immediately by the falling volcanic rocks. The less lucky are those who can watch their doom coming, as waves of ash and gas roll towards their homes. By the time these flows reach Morgaru, Axtagaru, and Xaviatora, everything in their path has been destroyed. Further in the air, Horde gold breaks apart to form tiny flakes of ash, spread by wind and force, blocking out the sun for hundreds of miles in each direction. Western Canor is covered in darkness. As the ash falls, it blankets entire cities. Noxious fumes and burning embers sentence many to an ashen grave. The flecks of gold provide little consolation. Between the earthen avalanche and the blanket of darkness, a cloud of smoke can be seen for miles. It reaches upwards in a narrow column, then extends and expands into a flat, wide top. Maliath's triumph is as visible as anyone could have imagined it to be. In endless mercy, Maliath has spared his most faithful, who live below the surface and worship his name. The heat reaches the skies, but the lava does not smother the depths. It is consumed by the eruption, losing 27 development and gaining 100 devastation. The Horde is lost. That is tragic. Pyroclastic flows decimate the lowlands by the mountains, causing them to lose 9 development and gain 80 devastation. Ash blots out the sky and suffocates the land. The winds blow east, so this smothering wave primarily damages the Allen. The worst hit regions lose 9 development and gain 80 devastation. The western edges of the Dragon Coast, alongside much of the small country, are partially saved by the winds. They lose 6 development and gain 50 devastation. The affected areas protected by mountains or saved by the winds lose only 3 development and gain only 20 devastation. The caverns, suffering from earthquakes, but not from the eruption, lose only 3 development and gain only 20 devastation. Ash blots out the sky, giving all affected non-cavernous provinces 4 local unrest and plus 3 monthly devastation. Alright, so that will take our development from 1937 to That's painful. On the bright side, this fucks over the entire continent of Canor. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, we're gonna need to throw a fort down right there. This one needs a fort. That's good. These are good. Those are good. Alright, let me check. Oh no, this is fort. Alright. So that's 500 development that we just lost. Which doesn't knock us down, actually. Go with Tachyon. And I am going to end this episode here, actually. I want to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and have a good day.